Hey guys, what's up? As you can tell by the title of the video, crazy teacher goes psycho. Yeah, that's what this video is gonna be about. Hold on. That's what this video is going to be about. I'm sorry about that. I just couldn't talk. So yeah, this story, I don't know, but a lot of my stories usually happen. Well, I usually tell them the day that it happens, but some of them, not all of them, but some are. I don't know, a lot of my stories I usually tell the day that it happens, and this is another. Like I said, this happened today, and, I mean, yeah, I'm a kid. I go to school, so, yeah, that's right. I go to get an education. I go to school. I know, crazy, right? But yeah, so I go to school, and today in one of my classes, this crazy teacher who a lot of people didn't, I don't know. I'm just gonna jump into the story for you guys. So yeah, there is a teacher in my school who he teaches social studies, and he's not a lot of people are very fond of him. Basically, in other words, a lot of people hate the teacher. Like he is one of the ones. He's one of those kind of teachers where it's like they're like just nobody really likes him. Nobody really likes them, and so like no, well not like I don't know, but anyways. So for the purpose of the story, I'm gonna call this guy I'm gonna call him Jerry. I don't know why. I just feel like calling him Jerry. Okay, so don't judge me. So Jerry decides, you know what? I don't know. I don't know what he decides because you know there's no telling what's going on up in that head. And so you see, Jerry, he's not a very good teacher. Mr. Jerry, nobody really likes him, and you see, just he's not a good teacher. But I mean, he's not like that. He's not really a good teacher, and no, like just he yells a lot, and by yells I mean like he gets angry and like gets mad at people a lot, like pretty often. And there's usually at least one person. Well, there's usually at least like 2 to 3, maybe 4 people every day that get yelled at in the class. And you see, I'm one of those kind of students that's like, I like to focus on YouTube and stuff. Like, I like to focus on, you know, playing video games and, like, you know, just in general, not just video games, but, like, just having a good time, you know, playing, having fun, not, like, you know, like, I mean, I focus and I be serious when I really need to, like, during school and stuff, like, like, you know, like, the teacher might say something and I might make a joke to my friend or something like that, but, like, I'm not one of those kind of students who, like, you know, I'll make a joke. Like, I'm not one of those kind of students who will make a joke at something that's, like, not meant to be funny, you know, it's, like, meant to be serious. Like, it's actual, like, really bad news or something like that. Like, the principal has cancer, and then, like, the sub is about to be, like, you know, I've got some bad news for you guys. And then, you know, the kid who always tries to be funny, but he's, like, never funny, is like, oh, what, does she have cancer or something? And then it turns out she actually does have cancer. I'm not one of those kind of students. Like, I'm not kind of student who, like, I won't make, like, I don't really often make, like, a full-on out-loud joke unless the teacher's, like, an actual cool teacher who can, like, handle a joke, you know? But then other than that, I'm not a bad student. In other words, basically, I'm a good student. So, well, in my opinion, at least. You see, I make good grades and stuff like that. And so, it's like, if a teacher gets mad at me, then a lot of the time it's not even really me, it's just that the teacher's not a good teacher. And you see, that's what Mr. Jerry was. So, I'm sitting in class, you know, chilling and billing and doing my work, and Mr. Jerry is like, at the end, or Mr. Jerry's like, all right, go on the school website and turn in this assignment that you were doing yesterday when I was absent, because the day before we had a sub, so it was like we were doing it with a sub, or basically we had a sub, and so like he wasn't there, and I did my work and everything. And so I was like, okay, so all I gotta go do is turn it in. And so I go and I'm like, all right, well, like, basically he's like, all right, go turn this in on the school website, and then I will let you, like, after you turn it in, go and check in your grades on the school website, and if you don't have anything missing for me, then you can do work for other classes. Like, I mean, this should be known. Like, everybody should know what work for other classes is. But basically, like, just if, I don't know, for the people who, I don't know, somehow don't know or something like that, it's like homework and just classwork in general that they need to get done. That they were like absent today or something, and that it's like a major grade or something like that. And they can work on other stuff and for other classes. So, and I don't have any basically free time, and so I don't like I turned the project thing in. I don't have any, and I go and check my grades. I don't have anything missing, so I'm like, all right, sick. I can work on my algebra homework. So basically, we have this one thing. This like we have this. It's not like a school website like where we can turn in assignments and stuff, but it's like this one algebra website where it's like you can go and do math. Like basically, the teacher assigns you like a certain subject or whatever on there that you've been learning in the class, and then it's like, you go on there and you answer the problems, and if, basically you got to do all that stuff and like answer the problems and that kind of stuff. And so I'm sitting there doing it. I'm sitting there, doing the stuff on my computer. Mr. Jerry walks over and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I kind of, I don't say it out loud, but like I kind of whisper say it. That way it's like loud enough where he can hear it, but it's not like, I don't know, super quiet. That way he can't hear it. That way he can hear it, but it's not like disrupting the class or anything. And basically I say, I'm doing algebra because you said that after we turned that in, if we didn't have any missing work, then we could go do work for other classes. And he's like, all right, close out all of your tabs and go on the school website and show me. And so one of which was like the main school website. Well, I don't know. It's like a kind of a side school website, like where it has like all the school apps and stuff. Like it has that one algebra website thing on it where you can like click the little icon and then it'll take you there. So it's kind of like a phone screen, kind of like that. But so yeah, it's a school thing, so it's not like a game or anything. So I close out that, and I close out the algebra website thing that I was doing because he tells me to close out all my tabs. So I do that. I go to the school website and I go to my grades for that class, and everything in there is turned in. And I'm just going to let you guys know that if it has a 0 in there, in the gradebook there, then that means that you must have been like absent or something that day and you can't make it up. Like they're not going to let you make it up. So I go, and like a 1, basically, that's what a 0 is, and a 1 is like you didn't turn it in, but you can still make it up. And so I was absent for a week on a trip to Disney World. Disney World. Just trying to get whether it's Disney World or Land. So I was absent on a week to Disney World, or on a surprise vacation to Disney World. I didn't know where I was going until after I actually got there. So I mean, I kind of told my teachers that I was going to be going somewhere, like to the beach or something like that, and I didn't know, like, basically I was told that we were going to be, like, going to the beach, and that I couldn't tell my two cousins who were also going to be going, and it was like, you know, we were going to be riding in a car, and we weren't going to be going on, like, an airplane, like, on a plane, or, like, you know, on, like, a cruise ship or anything, and so I told my teachers just to, like, you know, let me know. Well, I told some of my teachers just to let me know. Well, I didn't really tell them. That was more my mom, which the whole reason I'm telling you this, kind of this little bit, is just basically what I'm saying is go check out some of my Karen stories, the Karen Buck stories. You know, like the stories with a teacher who has her own, like, little currency instead of the school currency. And she calls them, like, Karen Bucks or whatever. I can't say the actual name, but, you know, so, like, I'm over here, and I show him that, and he's like, I don't know, he doesn't really say anything, but he walks away, and he's, like, you can kind of tell that he's mad, because, like, I proved him wrong, but, like, at the same time, he just, like, he did it in a way that you wouldn't really be able to tell. So a few people could tell that he was mad that I proved him wrong, but, like, some others weren't really sure. And so he just walks away and goes back to his desk and, like, sits down and is doing work or whatever. And so I'm like, all right, well, that situation is solved. Now I can go back and continue doing it. Like, you know, I can finish up my little, like, the algebra website thing that I had to do. So I go back on the website. I'm sitting there. I'm doing it. He eventually, like, after a minute or two, maybe 3 minutes, he comes back over. And he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I pointed to it, and I thought, like, right then, I had one of those really quick thoughts, like, where you just kind of, you think, it's, like, not even a second, it's, like, a frame, like, 0.01 of, like, second, but it's, like, you think, like, a full thought, and I was, like, you know, this is just gonna, like, it's not gonna be super crazy or anything, because I already showed him, and maybe he just thought that I was playing games, and then, you know, he came over to check, and now he sees I'm doing the algebra thing, he's just gonna go back and be like, oh, okay, or something, and walk back. But no, of course it can't be normal. I mean, obviously it's not gonna be normal, because, I mean, if the story still has time left, and if I'm gonna upload it too, then it has to have more than, like, one thing. It's not just going to be like a, you know, he fussed at me one time and then, you know, went back. That's not going to be how it is. Of course, it's going to have to be more. So, you see, I'm doing the algebra thing because, basically I said, I'm doing the algebra thing, or I said I'm doing that thing for algebra, and he was like, all right, show me your grades. And I didn't say it out loud, but I was thinking in my head, well, that's funny because I just showed him my grades like 2 minutes ago. So what the heck? Like, are you blind? Cause like, I sure as heck don't think you can read out of the textbook like you constantly do if you're blind. And I mean, you're certainly talking to me, so you couldn't be deaf, so don't try to pretend like you're either one. And so he goes back, or, like, he went back to his desk, and then he came back over, all that stuff happened, and then so I show him my grades again, and he's like, close your computer, and I'm like, I didn't say anything, but I just closed it. Like, I mean, I didn't just, like, normally close it, and that was, like, you know, that, I mean, yes, I'm pretty mad, I'm pretty mad right now, because, like, he didn't, like, the second time he did it, too, he wasn't, like, he wasn't like, you know, kind of like, no, he wasn't kind of trying to be quiet. That way it wouldn't like embarrass me or like, you know, be too loud and disruptive of the class. He wasn't like that. Like, he was just full on saying it. Like, not necessarily full on yelling yet, but like, he wasn't being quiet. So, it disrupts the class a little bit. And so, I mean, obviously, with me being like a little bit mad and everything of that fact, that like, you know, he's letting all, like, literally, I heard him say to another, like, the kid who sat beside me as well, I heard him say to him that he could, like, the kid basically called him over and said, since I don't have anything missing and I finished the thing and turned it in, can I work for other classes? And Mr. Jerry said yes. So I was like, I mean, yeah, he said that a little bit ago, but still, you know, maybe the kid just didn't hear. And so, yeah, but now I know for a fact. Like, I know I'm double, like, I'm reassured. I've doubled, at this point, I've heard it twice, so I know for a fact it's like double checked. I'm not wrong. There's no way that I can be wrong of this. And so, I mean, I'm sitting there like, I'm pretty, so like that was before, you know, before I had done the algebra thing. And so at this point, I know that like, I'm not in the wrong here, because if you can do other classwork, if you've turned it in, you don't have any missing assignments, then I should be allowed to do that. So then I go, and I'm pretty PO'd right now, like, not gonna lie, I'm pretty mad. But, you know, so I did slam it like a tiny bit, not like full on just bash it, but like I did slam it like a tiny bit, you know. And that wasn't disruptive of the class at all, really, but just like that was not disruptive to the class, but Mr. Jerry was disruptive. But me slamming my Chromebook just a tiny bit, it was just a tiny bit, so it wasn't really disruptive. So, I mean, it might have disrupted like one kid for just like a split second or something, but that was that, like. And you see, so then I'm sitting there, and I mean, like, I'm still pretty mad, and I was mad for the rest of the class, but, you know, so I get out my math notebook. Like, I get out my math notebook, like my algebra notebook, and I'm sitting there doing my homework. And it was one sheet which had all the equations and stuff on it, and like there was a second sheet which had like a graph. It was basically kind of graph paper, and like you're supposed to plot little points there, and then like connect, you know, like connect them like y equals whatever times x plus 1, and it's like m is the slope and like b is the other number or whatever, the y-intercept, I mean. And so yeah, I am like, I mean, I'm sitting there doing my homework. He comes over again after like, well, about like, you know, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, because it was pretty quick too. And so I'm sitting there doing it, and he comes over and he's like instead of just, you know, saying it at a normal voice or like, you know, being a bit quiet, that way it doesn't disrupt the class, he's just full on, what are you doing? And I'm like, I mean, obviously not like that, but like, he's like full on big voice, like, he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm doing my homework because you're not letting me do the other thing that I need to on my computer. Like, I didn't say it in like a disrespectful voice or like anything like that. And so I didn't say it in a disrespectful voice or anything, and I was just like, you know, I'm doing the paper thing, and this did sound a bit disrespectful, but like, I wasn't meaning it like that. I'm just trying to state the facts here. Like, I mean, I'm doing it on paper because you wouldn't let me do the other thing on the website. And so, I mean, and like all the other kids around me and everything are doing work for like other classes, like English homework, math homework, science homework, whatever. And so he takes my paper. No, he doesn't take anybody else's, only mine. And he rips it like the whole, like, after he yelled, dude, the whole class was sitting there looking at him. So he takes my paper and rips it. and that's only one of the 2 papers. And he's like, then he takes my other paper and is holding it, like, you know, he's sitting there holding it, and he's like, the side of it is like pointing out, and he's like, if I catch anybody else doing math in this class, then I will rip your paper and throw it in the trash too. And so he rips my second paper, and he goes and throws them both in the trash. He rips up both of my papers, both of my homework papers, and throws them in the trash. And I'm really, like, I'm so mad right now. Like, dude, even just that made me mad. Like, that made me mad in general, but like telling the story itself makes me heated. Like, bro, you're letting everybody else do math homework and English homework and science, like everything basically. And some kids are even sitting there playing games, and like you saw them and you're perfectly fine with it. But me, no, I can't do something that's school related while all the other kids are doing something that's school related. Makes perfect sense. Some of them were even doing math homework, the same thing I was doing. So congratulations. I mean, like, this story just makes me so heated. So, yeah, and I'm like, I mean, you can tell with my face that I'm pretty PO'd right now, but like, still, I wasn't disruptive. I wasn't like yelling or like being disruptive of the class or anything. So yeah, but like, still, I was mad, dude. And so I decided, you know what? Just don't say anything to him. I mean, if he comes over and is like, stop doing this or whatever, then just ignore him. So he sits there and reads out of the textbook for the rest of the class, and I'm thinking in my mind, like, kid, just 5 seconds ago you were fussing at me after I showed you my grades for your class for like 3 different times, and I don't have anything missing, and you're sitting here playing bullcrap like you're blind. And I mean, if you can read out of a textbook, you're clearly not blind. So yeah, this guy, dude, this guy, I don't, like, he's just pretty stupid. So yeah, and now I don't have any homework, which that was like the only class that I had homework in. So now I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna turn in, because like if I go to the algebra class tomorrow and I say, you know, like, and I, like, she goes around and she's like, get out your homework, and so like she goes around and she checks your homework and like checks if, you know, you did it, and like, I don't know, but she just makes sure that you, like, make sure that you did it and everything. And if I don't have my homework on my desk, then what is she gonna do? Like, I mean, obviously she's gonna be like, oh, where's your homework? And I'm gonna be, and what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to be like, well, my dog ate it or something like that? Because like nobody believes that. Like, that is so old. But like, the really, like, I have the choice either to just not speak and like just not say anything, which would probably not be good, or I can just say I don't know, which just makes it sound like I've lost it, and like I just lost my homework. And then I have the final choice. I can tell her that my social studies teacher, or Mr. Jeffrey, decided to take my paper and rip it up, and I can be like, and I can tell her like the story. I can be like, hey, you know, he gave us free time in his class and to do other classwork and stuff, and so I was doing my homework, and he decided, like, you know, like, to go fuss at me for it, and he was gonna rip it up and everything, even though other kids were doing math homework too and everything like that. And then it's gonna get in a whole situation, and she's probably gonna like go to like the principal or like the assistant principal or something. I don't know. And it's gonna be a whole big thing, and that's just not gonna be fun. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and if I don't post anything about it, you know, anymore, like if I don't post like a sequel or something to it saying, you know, this is what happened next, then I'm probably just gonna tell her what happened, and then, you know, I won't, like, if I don't post any like thing saying psycho teacher or crazy teacher goes psycho part 2 or something like that, then I just told her what happened, and then nothing, she didn't she didn't go tell the principal or anything like that, and I don't know, or either if something gets crazy and she goes and tells, and then we have to sit here and he already did one thing, which he already went to he already came to the school ready to teach when he drank some party water. He drank some party water. So that's not potty water, party water, like PARTY water. So that's not good right there. That could get him fired. And so, Mr. Teacher, I suggest don't mess with me, or else I will tell your secrets, and I will let them know that you came to school when you had already drank some party water. So don't mess with me, or I don't know. I don't know if I'd do that, but still, I'm not gonna sit here and take the fall for something that is not even my fault. And then yeah, so I will see you guys next time, and I will post a sequel letting you guys know what happened if something gets crazy, or if it doesn't get crazy and she just doesn't tell the principal or anything like that, then I'm probably just not gonna post a sequel to it. But I might just post a sequel saying blah blah blah, this happened, and now this is fine, she didn't I don't know. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time, and alright guys, bye.